One of the things that really bothers me is that there are no verified claims that humans have been cloned. Is that because it's not possible? Or are we heading towards actually doing it? And we'll talk about it. The world's very first clone was Dolly the sheep. That happened in 1996 and involved taking a fertilized egg, taking the stuff out of inside of the egg and inserting a new genome, and that can come from an adult cell, but it came with some problems. Now, clones are not typically healthy. That is getting a lot better, but in 1990 some it was far worse. Clones would be the same age as their parent. That was actually kind of a surprise. You see, our cells encode a genetic program that tells us when and how to age, and that doesn't change just because you're now a new clone. Now, this problem has largely been solved, and that involves borrowing some of the genetic programs that we use in order to make our offspring, in order to make gametes. Those are the cells that we have that have a single set of chromosomes rather than two, like us. This process involves making induced pluripotent stem cells. So a stem cell is a kind of cell in your body that can become anything, or it can even become a new you. Now, the process of making cloned animals, like primates, can fail upwards of 90%, meaning if you want to have just one clone, you're probably going to have at least 10 fertilized eggs. Those cells have to come from somewhere, and sourcing them is a concern. Now, even if you were to successfully clone a human being, getting through the very start of the process, it may still have additional health problems, and researchers found that animals that are cloned do have a lot of additional health problems, and ones we don't fully understand. That would be because we just don't clone all that often, although it is happening for pets, and that can cost upwards of $100,000. Now, every time this is brought up, and it's almost gotten to the point of being irritating, somebody will say that, well, it's not the same, because nature and nurture are different. You have your genome, and then you have your epigenome, which is everything that changes the way that your genes are expressed throughout your lifetime. It's easy to think of that in terms of, say, food. What food do you like? How much time do you spend in the sun? You could have an identical twin, and you may look different just based on the activities you take in your lifetime, and yes, your experiences do change your personality. However, you pretty much have the highest possible likelihood to have an animal that is similar to your pet if you clone it. I am, however, not in favor of cloning animals. There's plenty of pets in the shelter that need a home, and you might fall in love all over again. Now, the thing is, there's a lot of people in the world, and probably a lot of people with a lot of money who might be interested in cloning, but there are just no records of it. There have been a few claims, they have never been verified. It's not illegal to clone humans everywhere, but many of the places that have the technology to clone also have laws against it. Many of the states have varying laws that all result in being legal to clone people. Now, while the technology is getting significantly better, I do not see the world moving in a direction where cloning is more common. Aside from just being prohibitively expensive, we see people already getting ahead of the game and making laws to prevent it from ever being commonplace, and I think society at large kind of finds it immoral. I mean, gene editing is getting more popular, and people have issues with that too because there may be unintended consequences. I am in favor of gene editing. I think it could help cure a whole lot of diseases that just don't have treatments. However, there is the concern that we don't entirely understand our genome and how genes interact with each other. If you change one thing, you can change 5 things down the line, or even change things for generations. You could mess something up that we have no ability to conceive of right now. So there is a great responsibility when it comes to messing with genomes, and that's also how we treat genetically modified food. We're not allowed to put it in the environment, and if you follow that line, you can figure out where it goes, and it's just not good. So maybe we should not clone people? I'm just really surprised we haven't demonstrated that it happened yet. I hope this answered some questions. Follow for more.